Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Monsters of Morgram. I am Trisky, your not-so-humble dipshit GM, and joining me are a bunch of gaggle fucks here, ready to partake in the very interesting experience I have planned for them today. To catch you up on last time, I am going to quickly have everyone reintroduce themselves and then summarize what we have going on. So, starting from the top of the order in our Discord call,
All right.
that would be Marasmus first.
Oh, thank you. Hey guys, it's Gagglefuck number 1. It's your boy Marasmus here. Last session, I was feeling a bit sick, so I basically clocked out. I don't know what I missed, but I'm sure as hell gonna be here to pay attention unless I throw up in about 3, 2. We'll give it some time.
All right, good. Don't do it yet. It would be ill-advised, especially since it's going to be fun. Next would be our lovely artist.
It is I, the chair. I play the talking chair mimic Chaise Longue, who is also the fighter.
Yes. And you are Magnifical, who has done the animations for the Unlucky Rolls channel that have been posted so far, and also did all of the art for this particular campaign's characters, sans my avatar on screen here.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. Next would be the only person who is native to this little town that we are currently set in.
What's going on, y'all? Chucklefuck number 3 here. I'm Penguin. I'm playing Runt, the local goblin disaster. And we're in for a trip.
Oh, yes. Number 4 would be our newest member of this party.
Hi. I'm Scourge, and I play Fester. And yeah, I'm the new guy.
Though to the rest of the party, you are currently known as Reginald.
Yes.
And last but not least, our avian friend.
The avian friend is Zephyr, played by me, and I'm getting the impression she's going to be riding a different sort of high this session.
Oh, yes. So, to briefly what happened at the end of last session. Marasmus, canonically, joined the rest of the party in returning to the village without any consequences. He just suddenly stopped existing for a little bit and reappeared in the water fishing by the shape of fucking nearby the tent of Runt's mom.
Let's go!
So you were just fishing in the water by dead mother Tuka's tent at the beginning of this session. But the rest of the party returned home, and Runt started talking to his mother, and she mentioned something about Punt going on about time shit, and they all immediately ran over to Punt's tent. As they arrived at Punt's tent, the 4 remaining party members, Chaise, Runt, Fester, and Zephyr, are greeted pretty much immediately by Punt herself, who seems to be, disheveled is her usual shape and form, but she seemed to be, frantic in some capacity, and basically, immediately upon them approaching, shoved a vial in each of their hands and told them to drink. Now, Runt, Zephyr, and Chaise all willingly drank of the concoction that was provided to them, but Fester, being an alchemist, instead decided to see what it was, and I think he rolled a nat 20 and realized immediately that this was a vial of 100% pure concentrated alcohol. And so you, using a sleight of hand, decided, instead of drinking the alcohol and going on with whatever the fuck this crazy woman that you've never met is doing, decided to drink a vial of your own putrid plague concoction, which you are completely immune to. So, with that in mind, the rest of you entered into the tent, and Marasmus, at this point, is being informed of what's going on back at Tuska's Tuka's house and is on his way over. So we zoom back into the scene. Marasmus, what are you up to?
He's going to go ahead and... Actually, hold on. I gotta roll something pretty important here, real quick.
Okay.
This is gonna affect life or death, depending on some PCs.
Oh.
Yes. Give me 1 second here.
He's going to consume everyone. Oh, God.
He grows.
He's hungry.
Long burn evil plot.
19.
A 19 on survival checks. How did you do fishing?
Oh, his fishing was really nice and pleasant, and you got a few big ones.
Hell yeah! He goes ahead and gives some to Mama Tuka, and then he eats one for himself. And then he goes ahead and makes his way over there.
All right. So, we come back into Frogbelt Village as Marasmus is now very slowly making his way over to the tent. You're a base like 15 movement speed, so you're going to be spending some time getting over there. Meanwhile, let me set the scene for the rest of the party before you manage to arrive.
I don't think I can... Oh, it's paused now. I'll shut up.
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't really matter anyway. I have, like, a thing anyway. So, entering Punt's hut, all of you find yourselves immediately taken in by the sheer smell of the massive boiling pot in the center of the tent. The cauldron, which is crudely made in such a way that all but Runt are rather curious as to how it's even able to hold liquid in the first place without leaking, seems to emanate some multicolored fumes. Fester, you can smell numerous very familiar alchemical agents, but a few even elude your enhanced sense of smell. This concoction, which to you seems to carry no rhyme nor reason, based on your alchemical experience, is just billowing away into this tent and exuding its fumes everywhere. You, along with everyone else, are pointed to a crudely made stool, which is more accurately described as literally just an upturned crate of scrap wood sitting on the ground, and you all proceed to take seats around the cauldron. As you do so, you may be tempted at various points to ask questions, wonder about anything. Anybody have any questions?
So are we in any way affected by, like, especially those who drank from the thing?
Oh, you'll see in a moment.
Okay.
Right.
Do you have any questions that you ask in character of Punt, more specifically?
It's a real nice heat going down, a lot all at once.
Shh! Shh!
Oh, okay.
As any attempt to ask questions or speak is immediately interrupted by Punt, who seems to demand and expect absolute silence out of all of you, as she takes out a spoon that is, frankly speaking, much too big for her. The spoon's handle extends far out of the pot as she dips it in, seeming to have some sort of unconscious bird strapped to the end of it with an excessive amount of rough and discolored thread. She shoves it in the pot, pulls out one of the same vials she had handed to you all prior, and downs it herself. Following this, she begins to stir rhythmically in a timed pace, spinning it around the edges of the cauldron, occasionally just reversing direction, crossing across the middle, and once or twice she just seems to sneeze into the pot. She doesn't really seem to think that this will do anything important. And so, everyone, except for Fester, starts to feel a strange sensation. Runt, Zephyr, Chaise, you all feel the full effects of something hit you, as if a chariot striking you from behind at full speed, and the world around you swirls violently. You blink once, then twice, and then realize you are no longer in this small hut. You're no longer even in Frogbelt Village. You are flying, and even for Zephyr, you have never been this high in the sky before. You look down and see a singular orb off in the distance. Below you, slowly forms a ghostly presence accumulating beneath your feet. It takes what feels like 10 minutes for you to finally realize that it's taking the form of a simple, crude river raft, much similar to the ones that Runt remembers of some of the tribes people using to delve into some of the deeper wetlands of the swamp on fishing endeavors. You all land softly on the raft. What's up?
Yeah, I was gonna. Runt just takes the lead. He's been in these before. He knows what he's doing.
Yep, you all land softly on the raft, and slowly but surely, you start to move towards the orb. At the same time, Merasmus arrives at the hut, informed by Den Mother Tuka, after a brief bit of fishing, that they had left in that direction after she mentioned that Punt was going on about some weird time stuff.
I'm assuming that, like, I basically see everyone just, like, passed out.
So, as you arrive at the tent, you perceive a powerful presence on the other side, Merasmus, and you enter the tent and see exactly the same thing that Fester has been watching for the last 5 minutes.
Did I walk into something, are they alright?
You see in the middle of the room, Punt continuing to stir the pot, wearing a wicker basket on her head, as the lights in her eyes seem to have faded off as she stares into the abyss. On her wrists and on her belt are a series of bells and other various metal objects, all of varying sizes, chiming and ringing with various dissonant sounds resulting in an eerie cacophony of sorts. As you enter, and at various times thereafter, she takes out a strange white powder and flails it randomly around the room, causing the objects on her person to chime loudly as another layer of this strange white powder lands on the rest of you in the room under the effect. At this point, Fester has realized that this keeps happening and has moved himself to the edge of the room, barely out of the range of the powder. Zephyr, Runt, and Chaise sit on upturned wooden crates, spinning slowly around an invisible center of mass. They are coated with a soft layer of white powder from this ritual, and all of the same blank, lightless stare in their eyes. Chaise, specifically, is morphing erratically, barely recognizable as any form of seat, let alone the normal chair form she takes. At this point, the heron that is attached to Punt's spoon wakes up from its unconscious state and begins to shriek in anguish, struggling against the binds that hold it. Punt doesn't even seem to care and just continues stirring. So that is the scene that Merasmus and Fester are witnessing, both sober.
That doesn't look like a very good stew, I'm not going to lie.
I'm less worried about the stew. I would help the bird, but I don't want to come into the line of fire of whatever that powder is.
Are they going to be alright?
At the same time, in this strange trance-like state, we zoom back into Runt, Chaise, and Zephyr. The raft that you're on continues to approach the orb, piloted by Punt, who's using a massive paddle twice her size, made out of what appears to be pure light. She paddles without stall, and after a while, you finally realize what this orb is. You have never seen it before, but yet you recognize it somehow. Oh,
Question.
Yeah?
We are high in the sky right now.
Oh, out of character, you're in space.
Oh, I was gonna see if we could see any of the cities. But if we're in space, woohoo!
Yeah, you are very rapidly approaching the planet of Entrantia, a massive orb floating in a seemingly endless void. The raft approaches the continent of Morgram, your home. You know this somehow, in spite of the fact that this has never been seen by you from this perspective. It's not like satellites exist in this universe. The information has somehow been bestowed upon you by some outer power, and you can know for a fact that it is true inside of your head. You see the swamplands of your home, the coastline where you met the Seraphaline, and the plains that you've traveled prior to reach Morston. But as you approach yet further, something is off. The images of the world seem to, in various locations, randomly flicker. Ever so slightly, as if stuttering. It just looks like some sort of distortion at this distance, but as you approach yet closer and your vision reaches out, almost like a telescope, to watch the surface of the world, you notice something different. You look down at Stantrum from above and see a ship in the harbor leaving the dock one moment, a ripple, and then the ship returning to port in the opposite direction. You watch the Boggards tribe village and witness a young Boggard civilian waking up, exiting its tent, and going about its daily task. Another flicker begins, and as the Boggard continues about their task, they begin to age rapidly. By the end of an entire day elapsed that you witness in mere seconds, it is returned to its home, an elder, in need of support from its own offspring that did not yet exist, to step past the flaps of the tent. You see Morston, a poor town in disrepair when you left it, experiencing yet another flicker as mere seconds after the nearly starved population returns. The town is surrounded by walls and towers, and has expanded its borders massively, cutting down more felled trees and building more homes. The people are now heart and healthy, jovial even, as life seems to continue unabated. You watch all of this before Punt turns the paddle and steers the raft away. You watch as the sky blurs, then focuses, flying you over the mountain range that Ortholger was found in. You proceed further and further to parts of the continent that none of you ever knew existed, till you cross new plains of tall yellowed grass that eventually give way to an arid wasteland in the far northeastern corner of the continent. As you... Yeah, you're over there. You feel something growing in your stomachs, a odd feeling, a discomforting feeling, as you approach a strange landmark in these wastes. What appears to be a massive castle. The walls are built of black stone, aged for what appear to be millennia, and stand out stark and looming in the surrounding landscape. This is the only landmark for miles around, and it is towering over the landscape surrounding it. With a blip, the stone of the wall suddenly looks brand new, then crumbles, then the land becomes barren yet again, as if never built. For the briefest of moments, while the structure disappears, you see a massive shape obscured by something, some blurry vision, sitting in the center of what was the castle. But just as soon as you're about to comprehend the figure, another blip comes in and brings the castle straight back to the original form that you first witnessed in, blocking the shape from your view. And after a moment, Punt stops rowing and points. There! Go! And you all snap out of the ritual.
Chunks.
Punt's
Now
first
if I
response is
question-
to beat the heron over the head to get it to shut up.
Is now a time for questions? Because I have many.
Yes.
Oh no, that was in character.
Runt just looks at you and sort of Punt just looks at you and sort of taps her feet expectantly.
Chaise wobbly blob chair form is like probably a waterbed chair.
Oh yeah, basically at this point. You feel a little bit more cohesion now that it's evaporated, but you're still in a very weird state.
Oh, Runt spewed. As soon as he came down, he spewed.
Punt doesn't even seem to respond to you vomiting in her tent. But yeah, basically, Marasmus and Fester, all of a sudden you see all three of these friends of yours who have been like spinning around in circles over and over again, all of a sudden just come back to, and one of them vomits, and the other one punches a fucking bird on the end of a stick.
I'm not going to eat that stew.
Not for eating!
What? Why'd you feed it to us then?
You didn't drink this! She points at the big old cauldron. You drink that! She points to a giant flask of alcohol. So, any questions either in or out of character that you'd like to ask of what happened?
So, was it a potion you gave us that brought us there? Or was it the fumes?
Yes!
And were we... Looks around, looks at like the powder. It was like a dream. Did we really go anywhere?
Yes!
Zephyr actually like comes down for a perch and just kind of like sits down flat, stares at the ceiling for a minute.
Yeah, everything is fucking spinning.
Rental sit up. So you're telling me this planet's round?
Yes!
I do believe Gazgul owes me some money.
What? Not important!
You were
No.
betting on the roundness of this world?
Why not?
You're both dumb. Just ask me.
I never knew I needed to know that the world that I inhabit is round, but here we are.
Listen, when you're sitting around with nothing to do, you talk.
You have thing to do. Go!
Allons-y. We have thing to do.
Wait. So that thing, where was that exactly?
Punt like licks her finger and pulls it up in the air, holds it there for a moment, and then points vaguely in the northeast.
Hmm. Now, if I recall,
yep,
Mother Tuka said that we got word from one of our sisters.
Yeah, I believe it was from
Scarlet. That area is from that region as well.
Ish, yeah.
Right. So whatever the hell that dude's doing, it's fucking something sharp.
Time magic.
Right.
But why? Did he want to rebuild that castle? Is that his kingdom?
Punt shrugs.
What was it?
The figure that you saw inside of the castle was gargantuan, by the way.
Right. Is there any stories about that area, Punt?
Shrugs again. I don't care.
Well, I mean, you hear stories all the damn time.
Yeah, not here.
So thinking back, we didn't see Erasmus because we saw each other, right?
Yeah, you were able to see each other. You were able to see everyone that was under the effects. So you did not see Fester, and you did not see Merasmus, though you knew Merasmus wasn't with you at the time, so that wasn't too surprising.
You didn't drink.
Oh, my apologies. I do not religious reason.
Punt looks at you and just sort of shakes her head.
I guess I gotta figure out what it looks like on your lonesome. We'll look out the door. Erasmus,
Yes.
there's some timey-wimey shit going on.
What? What?
Yeah. Apparently there's some big old something doing some timey-wimey shit.
Like TikTok? Tommy shit?
Imagine that there's this big castle, right? And it looks amazing, like it's never been touched, right?
Yes.
But then imagine it's destroyed.
Yes.
But then imagine it's gone. But
Yes.
then it comes back.
Destroyed or like
Gone. Bye-bye. No more.
like it comes back? Like
Comes back untouched. And then does it all again.
and then destroyed and then gone and then back and destroyed and gone. What?
Yeah. That town's fully rebuilt and has walls now.
You should go ahead and stop. They should really go ahead and stop building a castle there.
What was there was big.
Well, when we investigated that, the ringing, it turned out to just be someone big who needed our help.
Oh, right. That reminds me. I'll pull out the stone and concentrate on it again.
You're calling a lot lately.
Right, yeah. I have a question for you. Do you know any stories of a big creature living on and he'll stop trying to figure out the direction from where he's at?
I know little of the lands to the northeast, but I do know of legendary figures.
Yeah. So apparently this thing is really big and is making things all wibbly wobbly.
I do not know much of legends other than those of the Terran nature.
Okay.
This sounds out of my league.
Okay.
I apologize, friend, but if you need help again, I will be here for you.
Alright. If I have any questions, I'll call you.
Call me, beat me, if you need to reach me. Click.
The hell does that mean?
Was that reference to Kim Possible?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Right. So I guess we're gonna be setting out sooner than later now. Why did we come here again?
Well, we want to know about the time thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we were gonna ask about your. Oh, we
Well,
did get rumors about your sisters as well. Because my sister ran into some similar to your kin, apparently.
And which direction did she find them?
Roughly the same way, but maybe not entirely the same way.
It was roughly to the northeast. It wasn't necessarily that far, though.
Yeah, so.
Well, I don't really like this analogy, but 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. There are 2 birds in this room.
You turn and notice Punt smacking the heron against the wall to knock it unconscious.
So, is that your dinner or something?
No, part of ritual.
Oh, ritual's done. Then why you hitting it? Okay. So, we'll leave.
What's the?
We'll leave.
Punt just sort of like slowly escorts you all out and just sort of like, if anyone that lingers around too long, she just sort of starts batting at you with the end of the spoon, which is covered in this weird, strange smelling concoction.
Hello.
Yeah, Abigail was challenging that. Mutters to the heron as she passes, "Forgive me."
She locked her tent.
I think she locked the door. How is that possible?
Door stuck. Door stuck.
Door stuck. Door stuck.
Okay,
Welcome to Door Stuck.
I just open up at the window and go in.
If any attempt at opening the windows results in her prodding you in the face with the spoon before promptly shutting the window.
Watch me swoosh right in.
Do it.
Oh no, I can't.
Let's do it. Right, so it seems like Punt's throwing us at this thing to fix the timey-wimey stuff. But could probably make a pit stop.
Was there anybody at that castle, Picture?
Just a big feller.
Did he age or anything like that? Or disappear from the castle? Seems there.
He seemed to be making it come back himself.
Oh. So if he were to disappear, maybe all that stuff would stop.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe. Very interesting. I'll hope for more details later on, but for now it seems like you all have experienced quite a bit of the vapors.
Do you know the planet's round?
What? I thought it was cubic! Ah, that slime is going to owe me so many rats!
Oh, wait a second. Gazgul!
You open up the house and Gazgul's in there, but I don't have a token for him yet.
Gazgul! I'm here to settle our debate. It's round.
Really? Wait, oh, that one. Yeah, Punt told me a week ago. I just wasn't saying nothing. Just points to a stack of like your reward and like his half of the bet sitting in the corner.
Yep, I'll just drink it. Still waiting to find out if that thing comes round itself or it's if we're going around it.
That's what I thought you were going to talk about.
What was the Doronomus he's talking?
You're a little shit, you are, Runt.
You something?
Well, this just goes over and begins aggressively fishing.
Alright.
I need to relieve this stress, so I need to fish.
Okay. Fish want me, women fear me.
Right. So I think we should just go. I don't think Mama needs to know. She'll
Good old episode callback to when Marasmus had the "Women want me, fish fear me" hat.
It's the best hat. My mom has it.
Mermaids are conflicted.
Mermaids are conflicted.
Jesus.
I love that. You get a point.
Damn it. Damn it, Ken. Alright, so you're gonna head on back out to travel the world, I assume, right?
Yeah, might as well.
Alright.
We'll kick Punt out of the way and right. So
I need to make a temporary token for you all just to represent the party.
So, are we gonna leave Sir Fancy Pants here?
for Fancy Pants.
Oh, we should probably decide what Bro wants to do. Maybe he knows something.
Oh,
He knows that the world's round.
I completely. Yeah, we just left him with Mother Tuka. Fuck it. It's.
Oh no!
Oh, this is great. Yep.
I'm alone.
It is completely on par with what we would do.
Women want me.
That is now your party token. Congratulations.
It is completely on par that we would just leave this dude here as we go on our next journey.
We're on the way. We're on the way.
I get the impression it may not be considered a good ally and a good ally move in Longshank culture to leave royalty alone in a foreign village.
Now, see, he's with Mama. Mama not gonna let anything happen to him.
So, you leave your lovely friend behind here, Sir Brastamir, without a word, and start heading out towards this location off in the distance. Fuck knows how far away.
Yep.
I think we should consider. It didn't look like the area would have much to hunt, and it'd be a long trip to the castle once we got there. Do we want to get any supplies, or just catch and preserve what we can before we get there?
I got berries.
Those are good berries, but I don't know, maybe something light but filling.
Oh, I do know a bit about edible fungi.
Are they fun guys? Rip.
I believe I could assist in procuring some food.
I'm not sure what those are, but I do enjoy trying new things.
And if needed, I can always fish if we come across water, but if not, well, the women will have to do.
Looks around. Wait, you're threatening to eat Zeph? Why?
Flies starts hovering just a little higher, out of reach.
Cocks back spear into javelin mode. Just stand still, don't worry.
Ready's to deflect projectile.
That's such a good hat. There's no context. Mermaids are conflicted. Right on top of it.
Strut. Mermaids are conflicted. God damn it.
Of course, the fucking redneck gelatinous cube with a blunderbuss. Now let me tell you here, let's fish. This is.
Oh, God damn it.
We're on the move.
All right, so to start off, you know that you have to head past that mountain. So basically at this, you have some choices to make. Because you can get there multiple ways. Just a matter of how you want to travel. Because a side effect of the ritual is that you basically remembered the entire landscape, those of you that were participating in it, all the way between your current location and your destination. And so you actually have like a mental picture of the map that we are seeing here.
But we took the straightest path there, didn't we? Oh no,
You
we
flew
went up
over-
north.
You flew over just about the straightest path, but you could see everything else of the continent around you as you moved.
If we follow the seabed, that'd probably be the best option, honestly.
Yeah, going along the coast would probably be okay. I mean, mountains are fun, but coast is easier slightly.
And there are fish on the coast.
Yeah.
Perfect. Zephyr, you're safe for now.
It still doesn't come down for a bit. Yes, good to know.
Yeah, I'll I think we should stick to the sea line, coastline, because knowing where we gotta go, maybe we could avoid major this I'm sorry, just brain went. What are we saying again? We could avoid major settlements. We could bypass a lot of settlements and we don't have to worry about food.
Sorry, I'm just imagining Marasmus driving a pickup truck now. Wearing that hat. Bless America.
Just the first person you see, number one, wonders why the fuck there's a gelatinous ooze as you're driving through like fucking mid-country America. Number two, asks what the fuck mermaids are conflicted means for your hat.
Give me the beat, boys, and sing my soul.
Rock and roll and drift away.
Copyright strike. Yeah, we're not important enough to even warrant one.
Yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is quite a bit of distance heading out. This distance calculator is
accurate.
Just about, yeah.
Listen, we got a couple days travel, so
couple days. No, it's almost 1,000 kilometers away.
We had a couple days.
Yes, Runt, you are totally accurate. It is about a
couple could mean anywhere between. Well, oh wait, this here isn't water, is it?
No, that is all plains.
I thought that was all water as well. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, we go here, then just cut straight through. It seems to be the best option.
That area is water. This is a river coming. This is a river with a bunch of outlets.
Boom.
Oh, farted.
I don't know.
Oh, god damn, Rasmus.
This is the zone that mermaids are conflicted. I actually don't know how to remove that.
Click on it in the measuring thing, and then just click delete on your keyboard, like that, because I'm a
Oh, thank you. I meant to grab this there.
You know, they even took that picture step further and put a pool in the back of the truck.
Oh, yeah. It's just like an inflatable pool.
Yep. Right, so...
Rasmus's American tour. We're done.
It's Marasmus.
So, I will say, I probably would let the guy know we're heading out. You can head back yourself. Just don't follow the same path back. Or I'll tell Gazgul to send a guard with them to send them back.
He probably inquires as to why the hell you're leaving.
Important goblin business.
Goblin business.
Roll a deception check for me.
Is it deception though? Because it is important goblin business.
Well, yeah, but you're sort of under lies of omission.
Listen, dear friend. It's real goblin hours.
It's weird, but all right.
Yeah, listen, we've been trying to figure something out, and we got some clues just recently, and we need to go poke the horse, if you get what I mean. Which is just completely a random analogy he just made.
You barely know what a horse is the funniest part.
Exactly. We've seen one horse, and it was anemic and looked like it was about to die at any minute. Because it was what's his face's horse from the convoy.
All right. Well, safe travels to you.
Yeah, tell Amelia we send our regards and sorry we're sending you back. Here, tell Gazgul to send an escort with you.
Which one's Gazgul?
The one in the big tent.
Ah, got you. All right.
The one that yells the loudest.
He sure does have a set of lungs on him.
Yeah. All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Yes, I do hope you have safe travels. The world is round. Goodbye.
What was that?
If something sticky shoots up from the brush and attaches to you, cut it off immediately.
That sounds uncomfortable, but okay.
Yes, just cut it off.
Listen.
Okay.
The escorts know what's going on. If they tell you to do something, don't question it.
When in Ross.
What's that?
Don't even worry about it. When in Rosatus.
Do as the Rosatans do.
God bless Morstan.
And with that, basically, we start your first long journey, if anything. Now we're out to explore. And you're saying that you want to follow along the coastline, right?
Yeah.
Wrong one. There we go. Problem solved. So the party proceeds on the journey away. Any major preparations and such you do before you leave? Do you try and see if you can purchase from any of the locals at the Frogbelt tribe or maybe even the Boggard village on the way out? Or do you just simply head out?
If we visit the Boggarts, are we going out of off trail or?
Ever so mildly, but not really.
It might be a good idea.
Yeah, I want to go in and check on them because we saw the rapidly aging youngling. You know,
maybe there's a chance that maybe he could have seen something, heard something, or anything that could give us an idea of what we're going to be up against.
No, so maybe we've become legends to them because it's been generations.
That would be nice. I wouldn't hold out too much hope, but that would be nice.
All right, so you're gonna head out to the Bogger tribe and give them a visit real quick.
Down to Bogger Town.
All right. Would one of you give me a D100 roll, please?
Not it.
I could try again. Let's see what kind of craziness we're gonna get with my roll.
All right.
So, public roll. Oh, How do I do the roll?
/R space 1D100.
/R space.
/R space 1D100.
Okay. Here we go. What do we get? 45.
All right. 45. Give me just a moment to pull up my book. Shit, where the hell did I put my bestiary?
I do
All
want
right.
to say, after we've rested, starting the next day, every other day I will be casting Read Weather, which would give me predictions for which will give me an accurate reading of the weather for the next 2 days.
All right. 45. Give me just a second.
Wait, we've gotten 45 before.
Oh.
Oh, I
Yeah,
could have sworn this was.
You find some giant frogs. You find 6 giant frogs
It's the
sunbathing.
sunbathing frogs! Yes!
It's a very uneventful thing to have happen, though it is a bit of a positive omen to the
Frog
Frogbelt tribe.
party! We're having a frog party!
Let's go!
We have wrote this so many times.
Yep, you do tend to run that one.
Good job, Meg.
But yeah, other than that, not much happens. You continue along your endeavors and eventually find your way within the territory. You do your usual, like, announcing of presence thing. And unlike the previous time you came out towards Boggerdale, as you know it, you do actually receive a reply and wind up being escorted into the village. Whereas last time there was just like no response. This is the more normal response you expected last time, to be
That's true.
blunt rent. Last time there was like nothing, so this is more normal and this makes sense to you.
Okay.
Give me just a second to give the map proper vision, and I will swap you over to it. I haven't done the walls yet, but it's not really too important. I will be blunt with you, but you return.
Couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, nothing could. that are living in this area. Meanwhile, you have come in under escort from a couple of what you know to be boggard brutes, as they are called. Are some of the more lesserly warriors of the boggard tribes that act as general guards and like warriors for them. They aren't like the highest rank warriors, or abyssals and such as well, but they carry funnily enough morning stars as their main weapons. Around the tribe you have various different generic boggards lying about doing all sorts of different things. And you would all of you or one of you roll a perception check for me just to see if you can spot out actually one of the three people who was under the effects specifically.
Oh,
Yo, got you. I got you.
No.
It's my nature to roll with my eyes.
Yeah, it takes a hot moment, but you do notice that off in the distance over yonder seems to be a familiar shape from the dream. It looks like the old boggard that you saw age in that whole sequence.
Right. I'm gonna ask to see the elder for anything. Try to
Anything? They're in the far northeastmost tent or building.
here.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Hey, Z, you want to go? And I point directly to the old man. You want to take the crew and talk to them? He's from
Yeah.
that.
Any
Oh,
questions and do you think we should ask?
ask him where he's been.
That'd be a good place to start.
Right.
Zephyr would flap on over there.
Yep, so you just wind up moving on over to greet this elder figure that you recalled vaguely from before. Rent moves up to greet said elder that they refer to as the prophet of the village.
I'll let Zephyr do their thing first.
Zephyr would just kind of glide in and just be like, "Hello there. We were here, well, not so long ago, but I feel maybe longer ago for you. Do you remember us at all?"
They look at you and they sort of just shake their head, but they say, I just realized I never gave these guys a voice because you couldn't fucking hear them the last time you met them. I can do whatever the fuck I want here.
Burp out what you want to say.
I do not know of you, but I have heard tale of one of your kind that has helped our village prior.
Yes, well, you may want to sit down for this, but that was me.
Oh, that was a tale told to me by my father.
Oh, well, Runt, you may remember him from the tale as as a goblin with I believe a shaman with powers. He'll be happy to hear
The
that.
long-eared strategist.
Yes, yes. If you wish it, we're all well, all of us except one, the lizard who was also a wizard, I believe. He could not make it he could not make it today, but we're all here. But that's also not what I wanted to speak with you about. You see, you might remember in the tale there was a sound that drowned it out that no one could speak.
The great cacophony. Yes.
Yes, well, that's the great cacophony. Well, we fear there's another strange thing going on, and I fear I have to tell you that you may have fallen victim to it, as have we.
Oh, I recall nothing magical of such a sort happening in my lifetime.
Yes, it was very sneaky like that. You see, there may be something strange going on with the passing of time. Your lifetime. Wait a sec. Your lifetime. You remember it passing, yes? Say, memories from 5, 10 years. Talking with your family, with your father, with your own offspring.
Yes, I do remember. My father's funeral was a sad day. Happened only 2 years ago.
My condolences to you and your family. But yes, you see, for us, it's only been our character's been like a few weeks, maybe, or a month or so.
Maybe a month.
You see, for us, it has only been a few weeks. We think maybe we have come forward to your time, or something strange.
This sounds strange.
Yes, it is. Almost as strange as when I saw the planet from above, and it was. Would you believe that it's round? Are there other people that know this?
Wait, the goblins.
I'm gonna give him a heart attack. Oh no!
Don't know this already?
Well, at least one, now two, now three actually do. I don't know how close guarded a secret this was.
It is no secret. Farseers have known of this for centuries.
Oh. Well, I suppose I should have flown out more.
You can't breathe out there.
Oh, no, not all the way up. That was frankly terrifying. But anyway, it was good speaking to you. If if you want to see any of us and observe whatever interesting things happening with time, we're around the entrance to the village. I believe our long-haired strategist is talking to your prophet right now.
Give me 1 second.
Forget to ask where he's been.
Zephyr.
Yep.
Before your eyes, the boggard you were talking with, in his elderly age, becomes ash. And falls to the ground before you.
I picture she was like about to fly off, but like turned like, oh yes, I meant to. Riggin just urgently like flies back to the group.
What would Fester be up to at this point in this new village with a bunch of figures that he doesn't even know?
He would probably ask if there were any, like craftsmen around.
Craftsman, you're looking for like a fellow alchemist kind of person?
Not necessarily an alchemist, just someone who like makes stuff.
Yeah, basically everyone here makes their own kind of equipment and whatnot. It is a very like self-sufficient kind of mentality within the boggards. There isn't any one like there are people who are better at it than others, but everyone has to learn to some degree how to make their own like weapons and psalms and all sorts of stuff.
Mm.
Basically, the people that would be the closest thing to like craftsmen or alchemists or anything of the sort would just be the elders that have been doing it the longest time.
Yeah, in that case, he would probably be trying to either sell or trade them a potion of crafter's fortune that he made.
All right, so you want to do some bartering?
Yep.
All right. I forget if there's just a straight up barter skill anymore. If it's like,
I believe I can use diplomacy for it, but I
believe it's diplomacy.
I do also have profession merchant.
And just for my sake and for everyone else's sake, just quickly explain how that works.
The profession?
Yeah.
Basically, you can use any sort of profession skill to make money. And I believe in certain situations you can use it for certain checks. Like, say for instance,
Okay.
Someone has to pilot a boat and you have professional sailor, you would use that.
All right, so yeah, using profession merchant in place of your diplomacy, especially in this case considering the difference in skill level for it, you can go ahead and roll that to see what you manage to do. You were trying to sell what again?
It is a potion of crafter's fortune.
Potion of crafter's fortune.
Yeah, crafter's fortune gives the user a +5 to their next craft check.
All right.
Didn't do too well. Oh well.
It doesn't appear that anyone's much caring for the idea of it, all things considered. It's just they're doing well enough. They don't really need to get anything to do better. And some of them are even seemingly a bit superstitious about taking potions from outside outside forces like you. After a short while of going about and trying to pawn it off, you just sort of realize it's a bit disappointingly, pointless. You do, however, wind up finding a bunch of people working on a bunch of different things, and smell a very nice, tasty concoction of various spices and powders that the chef working out in the middle of the area, and you wind up getting a small sample of cinnamon from him, which you didn't even know could grow in this kind of area.
Cool.
So to add to your alchemical supplies, just in case it winds up being useful somehow, you just have a little bit of cinnamon.
Yep.
Make a motherfucker sneeze. Erasmus, you're tagging along in the Boggart village, and you've noticed stuff. As this is all in the meanwhile, what are you up to while Runt's off on his thing?
Runs off on his thing. We got the guy there. We got Stu doing some painting. Let's see here. This doesn't really have a whole going on for him. Kind of in a bit of a foreign environment. He's he doesn't really have anything going on, so I guess he's just gonna fish for now.
You're the usual Erasmus bet of fishing.
The usual Erasmus bet of fishing so far, yes. I'm gonna stick in his spear and then fish along the way.
Alright, yeah. You can go ahead and do a survival fishing check in the meanwhile while we swap on over to Runt finally. As you enter into a room, it is mostly bare. There are just some things lying about that describe to you that somebody lives here. You find some good fish.
I found really good fish. Got 22.
In the meanwhile, this one figure sits at a roughly made, not even a full chair, it's just a stool off in the end, just sort of sitting there and seemingly just like looking around aimlessly.
I'll move a little closer to him. Hello?
There is no response until you start speaking, in which they suddenly jump and look at you. Hey! What do you want?
Well, we would stop by and figure and we'd see how things were since that whole thing went down and, well...
You are the
Yeah.
long-eared tactician.
Who?
The great strategist that brought us peace from the Grand Cacophony.
What now?
They just sort of like look behind you.
Turn around.
There's nothing there. Turn back
What are you
around and
looking
they're
at?
looking around aimlessly again.
Hey,
Ah! What do you want?
we just come in and check in on y'all.
You are the great tactician.
Who?
And this proceeds to go on for about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Until
Eventually,
Run's
Runt,
just-
you get a sneaking suspicion that the closest thing to dementia that you know about, this guy suffers from very hard.
Hey, old man.
Ah! Who are you? What do you
Good
want?
Tactician or...
Oh, yes. How can I help you?
Gonna want to ask you a thing or two if you can remember.
I want to go quick. My memory's been fit. Ah! Who are you?
Well, repeating this process each time, getting a little bit further. Runt is going to eventually try to get his way to asking what's going on with these people. Why are they getting so old so fast?
The question is one that they don't seem to understand even remotely. So I don't have a better way to really do this. Call it a diplomacy check and roll it, and you're going to need something really high to get past. Number 1 is dementia, and number 2, something else that I'm not going to mention. In spite of everything you try, you can't seem to get anything useful out of him. The little that you gather from this is that, similar to the phenomenon that you got with earlier occurrences of this strange time rift, it just seems to come off as natural to the people who experience it and to people in their immediate surroundings. The fact that you're noticing all of this seems to be the abnormality.
Okay. Wait.
Also, this guy's dementia is really fucking bad.
So that means Punt's also aware of this, which means he's also an abnormality. Okay, I'll just leave.
Yeah, eventually you have nothing better to do than leave.
As I get ready to leave, I go, hey, and walk out the door.
Ah, the spirits!
Oh, the spirits? Where?
Go say hi to the great tactician. He says it's walking off.
The great mortician! No! But yeah.
Hey, buddy, what's up? I just walk by him.
Yeah, you actually walk by that one in particular just around the time when Fester is getting the cinnamon. And at this point, Chaise, while this all has been going along, what have you been up to?
I've been sort of exploring a bit and sort of get myself a little, just have a look around the town for a bit.
Alright, yeah, you just got a layout of the town, like, all the while you're aware that you're being watched by the boggards, but they know you're supposed to be here, so you don't get any, like, response from them.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Nothing really fancy. You continue about, explore the town, and eventually, Runt comes back alongside Reginald with a small sack of cinnamon as Zephyr flies back over immediately following the events of what happened to our avian friend. And you regroup on the edge.
So, this is pretty urgent. One of them is dead. Ash.
What?
Yes, it seems to be skipping ahead whole lifespans now. Or we saw that, but yes, there is no limit.
Apparently, we are actually, in fact, legends here. I'm known as the Great Technician.
Oh yes, I meant to tell you that, but then I watched someone crumble to dust.
Someone crumbled to dust?
Yes, I was on my way to leave. He didn't seem to know anything. For him, his life had just proceeded as normal, and then it ended.
Yeah, that is concerning, especially since I have made my rounds in the village trying to sell something.
Just sell it?
Not necessarily, but it does appear that I may have, if the same thing that has happened with Zephyr is happening with the rest of us, I may have inadvertently turned people into ash.
I need
Pardon?
to stop having people turn to ash. The guy I talked to is just fine. He's just a little crazy. Talking about spirits. Something about a mortician.
What would you selling anything have to do with someone becoming ash?
Just a hypothesis, really. But since you went to leave the one person's general vicinity, and I believe time moved on without you, and this person was of advanced age, perhaps.
You're telling me Zephyr killed a man?
Inadvertently, yes, and I may also have inadvertently caused time to progress for some people. In fact, we all may be capable of this phenomenon, but I'm not entirely sure.
Oh no!
Oh wait, I look at the guy I said hey to as I passed him. Is he gone now?
You passed the guy who had given some cinnamon to Fester, and it doesn't seem to have had any effect on his age.
No, that guy was fine. I said hi to him as I passed.
How many? If it time passes with our movements, how many will we kill in the process of trying to solve this?
Okay, Zephyr, there's one thing you need to know, and that's not it. Don't ask questions you don't want those kind of answers to. You can't have that weigh you consciousness down. Just accept the fact that we're trying to fix this. To them, well, I don't know this, so I'm not going to continue that train of thought.
Zephyr's just gonna land again and just lay down, staring up at the sky.
Now it's finally time for Zephyr to have their existential crisis.
Listen.
We'll get an existential crisis for all of you eventually.
Oh no!
Listen, I think it might be best to avoid any places that are hospitalized, so that way we don't inadvertently do this. Maybe we fix some of it, but I think we should go, not linger around here any longer than we already have. I'm thinking we might need to actually get this done sooner than later if we wanted to go try to figure out what's going on with your kin and meeting up with one of my sisters.
Yes, probably have to, if we do find them on the way, avoid them till this is solved then.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, do you all stick around any longer, or do you follow what you're saying and head on out?
Yeah, we head on out. If this is because this is kind of worrying.
All right,
Gotta be
you
on the move.
depart from Boggerdale to continue on your journey. Just give me just a second. I'll strap you back to the world map. Boop. Alright, so you have temporarily made a stop off at Boggerdale to check in on their inhabitants, especially after some of you saw a vision of one of them rapidly age. And the same one who rapidly aged seemed to do so again, into dust. You continue along your journey, and the next major milestone that you know of is the coastline mountain range near where you met Ortholger. Now, the problem here is that you had previously climbed cliffs to get up to where Ortholger was. You learn as you approach, and from your flight overhead, that the portion of the mountain range where you met Ortholger was not the most arduous part to pass through.
You see, DM, I have a solution to this problem.
What is your solution, player?
I could wild shape and ferry people over and around for at least 6 hours as a giant bird.
Possible, in some capacity.
And we know Zephyr can fly. The problem is, I can easily carry Reginald and Chaise. Unless Chaise transformed into some sort of container to contain Marasmus, we have a situation.
I think I did. Did I morph into a wheelbarrow before?
You have.
You've
also morphed into a boat.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes a good point. If Chaise morphed into a boat, could we fit Fester and Marasmus in the boat? And could I grab onto the boat, Chaise, and fly with them over the mountain?
Chaise, without having to make constant checks, can carry one person of a size smaller than her. So she could carry Fester. But if you add Marasmus in, you're going to be making progressively harder checks over time to maintain your form and prevent from collapsing.
And Marasmus cling onto my back as we fly.
What is the largest size you can shapeshift into for a bird?
I believe right now it's large.
Which is a size category higher than medium, right? Then
Which
you are
is-
good.
Let me double check. Because I don't want to overestimate. 6th level, a large or tiny animal.
Yes, so if you transform into a large flying creature, you can theoretically carry Marasmus for as long as you hold that form, without needing, like, excess checks.
So 1 hour per level, we are at 6th level, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can maintain this form for 6 hours. But also because I can wild shape twice a day, so technically I can keep the form up for 12 hours. Which would get us some distance, if Zephyr can keep up with me.
She could do that.
So, let's bring some real math into this. Alright?
Oh no.
Hold on, let me tell you how far Runt can fly in his back one.
Yep.
Runt can fly 80 feet with a move action. If he uses his action to fly further, he can fly 160. Is Zephyr able to keep up with that?
Zephyr has... Don't you have like 120 movement speed? Or 90? One or the other, Ken. Ken's fly speed is 90.
Alright, so he's just a little bit
Sorry, I had to
faster
run
than me.
for a second.
He's just slightly faster than me in my rock form.
Now,
Oh, well, that's that then.
let's convert that to kilometers. We're gonna do some math, folks.
Boulder would have been more merciful.
So we're doing double movement, so that's 160 for me, 180 for Zephyr. We move at the pace of the slowest party member, which would be me. Moving at 180 feet with 2 move actions.
Correction.
Hmm.
The slowest speed would very likely be Chaise.
They're not
Because you can
moving though. I'm carrying them. So they would default to my movement. Would they not?
No, that is not the thing that I thought you were talking about. You are overestimating your carrying capacity.
As a rock, I have the strength score of 18.
And you are large. That would allow you to carry roughly one one medium-sized creature without impediment.
So
what you are proposing is carrying 2 medium-sized creatures and a small-sized creature sitting inside of one of said medium-sized creatures all at the same time.
you didn't think I'd plan for this. If we rest, I could prepare a spell, which triples my carrying capacity.
Oh.
So,
And how long does the spell last?
2 hours a level, longer than my beast shape.
Okay, you have figured out a way to bullshit past math a bit.
So if I have a strength score of 18, my lightest load would be at least 300 pounds.
Lightest load would actually probably be 100 pounds. Heavy load would be around 300.
It has my new carry capacity. If I have a strength score of 18, I can carry up to 300 pounds with my light capacity.
100 pounds would be light. Heavy would be 300. And you would
No, he's talking about with his spell that triples his carrying capacity.
If it triples that, then
I have the chart right here in front of me.
So if it triples it, his light is 300 and his heavy is 900. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
All right, I no longer need this Google search for the average speed of a rowboat.
It's funny because then we could also have me be in amphibious form. Because wait, no, Chaise wouldn't be able to handle Marasmus and Fester in the boat. Okay, yeah. So if we rest for the night, we can do this. Because I don't have the spell prepared today.
All right.
Nice.
Druids, man.
A creature larger or smaller than medium takes a size bonus or penalty on fly checks depending on size. Oh, whatever. Fuck that. That's not what I'm looking at. I need to figure out roughly what your kilometer per hour movement rate is. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but your plan is to go to the coastline here and then travel across. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Yeah, we're just trying to get over the mountains.
You are just trying to get over the mountains, so you are instead going, instead of trying to go across the water, you are trying to go, like, to here. Mountains like so, about 97 kilometers.
About 160 divided by 3. 53. 53
These
feet
are
per
still
second.
hills, by the way, but those are more traversable.
Okay, moving at 53 feet a second, we move at 58 kilometers per hour.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
We're just trying to get over the mountain, so...
Yep, so you're trying to get over the mountains. So you will be able to do that. The carrying capacity and stuff you have worked out quite well. The main thing that's going to be happening is the fact that flying at that altitude is still going to be something you're not used to, mainly because of the cold. So I'm probably going to give you, like, a fortitude check to see if you get, like, a bit exhausted from the whole entire thing due to the cold and everything, but not too bad.
That's fine.
So, accordingly, I'm going to want, unless you have a immunity or resistance to cold that I forgot about, I'm going to need everyone to roll me a fortitude saving throw, DC 12.
Rocks are naturally inclined to those climates.
That is fair for you, so don't worry about that too much. Zephyr is fine. I still need Scourge and Chaise
You need
and
everyone else.
Erasmus.
DC 10?
DC 12. T.
T.
So you're rolling me a fortitude saving throw off of your sheet is what you're doing. DC means the dice challenge, which means the number you have to equal to or be better than.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, that's a terminology thing that I probably didn't explain right. That DC is the dice challenge score, which basically means you have to roll with all of your modifiers equal to or greater than this to pass the check.
Ah.
So you're rolling a fortitude saving throw, and if you get 12 or more, you're good.
Okay.
Shall I as well?
Yeah, Merasmus as well.
Okay.
So, fortitude is the fortitude saving throws.
It's underneath your HP in the summary section,
It's in the main part of the sheet, yeah.
right beside AC.
I'm in combat and
Oh, summary.
Nope, you want to be in the main one.
Attribute.
here. And normal roll. Or okay, so
Summary, normal roll, you are all fine.
okay.
Right.
So, it gets pretty chilly up there, but you manage to overcome the worst of it pretty nicely. You are prepared as you make this massive trip to the mountains and over the mountain range in this flying form. What was the question?
What is the weather going to be like for the next 2 days?
What is the weather going to be like for the next 2 days?
As I cast to read weather.
Let us see.
It at the first level spell.
Roll me a 1d10.
All this says is this spell allows you to forecast weather for at your location for the next 48
Nope,
hours.
this is for me. This is not about your spell. Roll me a 1d10. The weather is absolutely still. There is no notable wind patterns or anything else of the sort.
Okay.
There is, yeah, it is just pretty standard, pretty straightforward, nothing weird. There are no like wind currents that help you through, so you have about the average kind of looks. Once you get up to the really high altitudes, it does get a bit windy because you're in like the snowy areas, but the rest of the ride is pretty straightforward. So you managed to make your way over the hilltops here.
I was also going to inquire, once we reach the zenith of the flying over, I want to look around and see if there's any more of the blimps going on about nearby.
That you can... Not
Yes.
really. To be fair, the majority of what happened back then, that you could have... was all basically just shit that was happening, to... You were basically seeing with, like, enhanced, like, eagle eye vision from space, so you could only see it because of that. With the naked eye, these blips don't look like that, so you can't really notice anything.
See.
It was a magically enhanced vision that allowed you to see the, like, rifts in time-space.
I figured I would at least ask.
Yep.
Put an effort to try. Right,
I gotcha.
Once we land, immediately, like, shift back, because this is only the third time I've taken that form, and I'm still adjusting to being able to do it, because it is smaller than what I've seen, so the adjusting is kind of, playing it by eye and not quite gotten it down yet.
Yeah. Would you still roll me a perception check, though? All parties involved. So anyone who wants to roll a perception check may.
All right.
I will wait to roll mine last, because we know how that's going to end up.
I can only see 60 feet, so I think I'm out of this.
Blind sight!
Yeah, your vision is a bit fucked to here, so you have no chance.
Flying must have been one hell of a trip for you.
Oh boy, I see nothing.
Aw. I rolled a 2.
Wow, that was actually really bad for you.
I rolled a 2.
Zephyr sees better than you this time around.
I'm tired. I had to carry 3 people.
Alright, so that's everyone that either wanted to roll or physically can roll, considering Marasmus's blind vision, so... Zephyr. Or rather, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to recount to me very briefly what you remember from that encounter. Were you around for the encounter where you all met Arthalger?
The giant? Yeah.
Yeah, you were there?
I think the only one that wasn't there was Marasmus and Scourge. We were all there.
Fair enough, yeah, I should have limited it that way anyway, but it worked out because Fester didn't even roll good enough anyway. Zephyr, recount for me some of the conversations you had with Arthalger once the seal was removed.
So, she remembers Arthalger telling his story about how the dwarf we saw slashed open and dead was some sort of wizard and tried to bind him to his control, but he managed to resist just long enough to mortally wound him. And that whole screech was some sort of beacon crying for help.
Anything else about specifically the dwarf that you remember?
I believe he was more groomed than the average like stereotypical dwarf. I think it was more groomed than our buddy Zaroon. And he was
fair
in
enough
robes,
assessment.
and I believe he had tattoos on him.
Yeah, he had a bunch of strange runic tattoos.
Yeah, didn't we learn that he was heavily into like doing runecraft or runescribing?
Yeah, and you did bring something back to Zaroon at some point. Do you remember vaguely what it was?
It was a tablet with some carvings in it, wasn't it?
Yeah. What did Zarun tell you about those?
But he couldn't read them.
Anything else you remember?
Me personally, no.
Zephyr, do you remember anything else about that?
No, because I think technically wouldn't anything she would have heard, he would have had to speak through Run as a translator, right? So she just remembers
Basically
the
at the
gist,
time,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, so she remembers the gist of that. Doesn't remember what the tablet did specifically.
Can I roll a base intelligence check to see if I remember?
Sure, go ahead.
There's a run for you.
We're not having a bad day remembering.
You tired.
Right,
Yeah,
so...
I don't remember what he specifically said, just that he was from one of the dwarven settlements that was north.
Oh, what about it do you remember?
That they would know more about who the dwarf was and how they're kind of tricks.
All right. I would like you to roll me 2d12.
Oh no.
I will say right now, this is determining something rather uneventful. Okay. You have determined that it is midday. That was 2d12 to determine a 24-hour clock as to what time of day it was at this point in time. You're basically just doing a coin flip to help me figure out what the fuck I was going to do here and which one of these maps I was going to use. So thank you. I appreciate you.
So now that's when I asked, has anyone else been taking notes? Because Runt's journal is just all fucking random shit. As in character as it would be.
I may start to quiz you on stuff like this. So, taking notes may be worthwhile for you all.
Listen, I am being completely in character with my notes and only writing down things that are
of interest to the Runt.
His that and about the elves.
Yeah.
I mean, I could call our giant friend up again and.
Well, let me tell you what you actually see, because the majority of these questions I was asking in sequence was to see how much detail I give you. But you do see it nonetheless, and so I'm going to describe you in such a way as what you seem to remember. Flying over the hills and mountain range, you come down towards the opposite end of the mountains, and before you are about to settle down just past the last major mountain that you pass, you notice a seeming settlement of some sort, of strangely built homes off to your east. Just a little ways. If you were to land here, you estimate it would be about half a day's travel. Nothing too bad to arrive at this place, but you don't know that much about it.
Now, we do recall that Zarun did say that they would know more about this. Or am I misremembering?
You do recall something similar to that. That is not exactly how you recalled it to you, but since you don't remember, you don't remember.
I will share the fact that I know Zephyr was the one that would have seen the village or the settlement.
Zephyr sees it a little bit better than you, but in the grand scheme of things, you both notice it, and you both have about the same information of what it is.
Was this before we land?
Yeah, you see this before you land, but you do still land. Like I said, once you land, it's about like half a day's travel away.
Well, before Runt would drop his ship, he would do beast speech and ask, should we go look?
Yes?
Okay. You still have that tablet?
Was Zephyr carrying the tablet?
Someone was. So that's Zerun gave it back to us.
So is he asking Zephyr that, or is he trying to contact Orthalger?
I'm asking Zephyr if we should go investigate.
Might be a good idea. Good information, supplies, maybe potential allies.
Okay. Alright. I'll drop beast shape and explain to everyone what's going on. We're doing a little detour, guys.
Okay. That's perfectly fine with me.
We got a settlement that we think we might believe that has some of the people sharing kinship with Barum. Brunch just butchered the name entirely.
You still have very mild leftover effects from the 100% pure alcohol you ingested the day prior.
Well, that and Brunch did just wild shape.
Yeah.
It's actually Zarud's people.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of Longshanks that just don't really want us there.
Yes. Right, so
they may not want us, but they need us.
So, I am going to show you this town. It is going to be paused on purpose, as this is going to be theater of the mind. It's just to give you an image of what the place looks like, very specifically, and show you where you come into the village. I don't actually have any tokens of any particular people about, but I'm assuming you fly on over at some point, right?
We would fly till just outside of the place and walk the rest of the way because we don't want to call the alarm.
Yeah. Yeah, so you fly until you're about, like, I don't know, maybe it's like 20 minutes out from the edge of the town, and you walk along. As you come closer, you hear, sort of the standard fare that you've come to expect from Longshank villages. As you come into a town of very different architecture and design from something like Stantrum or Morstan. Are any of you, like, I know one of you is a furniture aficionado, but are any of you fans of architecture in character?
I can safely say no, Prevent.
Well, I know for you.
Not necessarily.
Zephyr thinks it's neat, but like wouldn't actually know
Put
much
in
in
research
detail
or
about
care.
it. Yeah.
Ah, great. Brilliant. What is it?
Yes. All right. So the most you make note of is that these buildings look weird compared to what you've seen before, but you don't really think much else beyond that. As you approach, you see No humans. No elves. Only dwarves. As you enter a strange foreign village.
Quickly cast comprehend languages on everybody.
What languages do you speak again? And remind me how comprehend language works.
They share my. I believe it's one of my languages. Let me pull it back up quick. Comprehend language. There's a second full spell. Oh, was it the first one?
You know, Common, Draconic, Druidic, Goblin, Terran, Bestial Common, and Bestial Common again by accident.
Share language. Yeah. I can share
any of those.
I can share up to one language for every 5 levels up. That's so 2 languages. And I will choose to share Common and Terran.
All right. You enter this city, this town, this... I don't know. You don't really know how to classify it. You don't know what the Longshanks would classify it as either, but there are buildings and dwarves seem to live here. And you walk about and enter the town. As you approach the borders of the town, you hear sudden cries in response. Perception check again for me?
Runt has no visible arms equipped right now. His staff is slung behind his back. Perception check.
Still a perception check from everyone involved. So I'm going 1 from the rest of the party as well. So Erasmus, Fester,
22.
Chaise.
Am I within range to see it?
Yeah, you're with everyone's traveling together at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chaise don't see shit.
Yeah.
The eyes assist me.
Chaise just preoccupied with... Chaise is preoccupied with wondering what kind of furniture goes for these buildings. Meanwhile, Erasmus is wondering what kind of fish live in that water. You're both completely preoccupied. Meanwhile, Fester, Zephyr, and Runt notice the tower armed with archers that are all pointing arrows at you. And there are at least 6 of them up there with very well crafted bows.
Runt
Actually,
will...
I would like, of the 3 of you, I would like you to very quickly roll a specific check for me. Let me see which one is. It's a knowledge check. I just need to recall which one I need.
Engineering.
Yes, knowledge engineering. Every single one of you who succeeded, roll knowledge engineering. So Fester, Zephyr, and Runt, please.
Knowledge. I have knowledge engineering in my summary, but
you did not pass the check, so you don't even need to do it for me. You don't get the chance.
Okay.
Zephyr, you and your sisters have seen these before. These look a bit weirder than the ones you remember, but these are some very intricately crafted crossbows. And you remember them fucking wrecking shit when you saw them before.
Just kind of like fly close to Runt and then just kind of like down the column. Just crossbows. They go through hard.
At this point, Runt is going to the universal gesture for I surrenders, holding his hands up.
Do you say anything?
In Terran, I'll say, don't shoot.
Give me a second.
Zephyr would land too once she informs everyone.
I am just trying to figure things out. I am just going to roll it like so. You hear a foreign cry of some sort as 2 crossbow bolts loose and land in the dirt next to you.
I'll scream in common, going, "What the fuck?"
There's a brief hesitation from a couple. One of the other ones looses a crossbow bolt and also misses. But they seem to be looking at one another while a couple of them keep their eyes on you with still loaded crossbow bolts.
Picking up the bolts that landed near me and say, "I'm keeping these."
Do a hearing-based perception check for me.
Oh, I think I get bonuses because my big ears.
Yep. That's why I specified.
Let me see what my bonus is for that, actually.
You don't need to. The conversations you are overhearing are in neither Terran nor Common.
Well, shit.
To put this in a way that you can all understand out of character, it sounds like the guards at the wall in Princess Mononoke, not the dub.
I don't think I ever watched it sub. Damn.
Yeah. It sounds like the guards in insert anime here in sub. From the original language. They sound Japanese.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have another third language, but they seem to not want us to get too keen getting up close. Maybe we should just go. Come back here later. Maybe it's the room.
Would one of you volunteer to roll a 1d20 for me? Just a raw 1d20. Alright, Zephyr, roll 1d20. Let's see how badly or well you roll. That is a nat 3.
Woo! Oh boy.
So the towers sit alongside of a roughly East Asian looking, like feudal age wall that spans at least to the shoreline of the village as a defensive means. And there's a gate on a regular dirt road that leads out to you. And before your eyes, you actually do perceive the flicker, as what was once empty space is now a fully armed regiment of dwarves standing at the gate. None of the other dwarves seem to blink an eye at this occurrence.
Question.
Yes?
Since we're kind of in an alliance with Stantron, weren't we given, like, emblems of recognition?
I believe I vaguely recall something like that happening, yes.
Runt will try and find that in his pack and display it.
Roll me a sleight of hand to see if you can manage to do this before they think that you're pulling out a weapon and shoot you again. Yeah, you managed to do it quick enough. And you pull out this emblem, and you just hold it up.
I'll hold it in front of me, like, arms up, like, hey, we're not attacking, look.
The great majority of the dwarves do not seem to understand anything about this gesture and just sort of look at you with confusion. But one of them, one clad in much fancier armor, looks and seems to have a glint of recognition in his eyes and says something aloud to the rest of the dwarves that you still don't understand. And then slowly approaches. He has a strange curved sword at his hip that he holds on his hand on in preparation. But he approaches you very slowly and looks at it. And as he gets very closer, he just sort of scoffs and in very broken common says, "An ambassador of Santrum. What bring you?"
We... Give me a moment, and I will actually recast share languages so I can share the same languages with this guy as well. That way, communication will be a lot easier.
All right.
I'm gonna make this a little bit easier to talk. Give me 1 second, and I will cast a spell. Right. How does this sound? A lot better?
You speak clearly.
Right.
What do you seek? Why is your
are
kind here?
we're passing through. We have a tablet that we were told that your folk might be able to tell us more about, but we're really mostly searching for something that's going on up northeast.
Tablet. Show me.
Yeah. I looked to see who has the tablet.
Zephyr could just randomly be standing on it, just for the sake of the last conversation.
Yeah, just lifts it up with a claw.
There you are.
He takes the tablet. And give me just a brief second to make sure that I didn't have something written aside as to specifically what this means, because I think I did.
Well, as Zephyr would hand him the tablet, Runt will explain that, look, we found this, in a cave, there was one of your kinsfolk, one of your what are y'all? One of yours there, but they didn't make it. This was in their chambers.
It is our language. The language of Napo. It is incomplete. I wish I were... So, there are two problems with me and my brain right now. Number one, I apparently did not have a proper note on what it said. Number two, I also purposely obscured part of it in the image that I sent you, so it's actually not the full kanji.
Would it be on Roll20? Because that's where we did that.
Maybe. I'll double check that real quick. I'm doing a lot of documents locally as like just plain text documents, but that's a very good possibility. Shit, no dice. Alright. I have a vague idea of what was intended to be, but no, I don't have anything left around. I thought I had properly saved something for it, but I did not. He basically winds up telling you that it roughly translates to something related to stone. And that's about all you can really make of it because it's incomplete. But he inquires more about, you mentioned one of our kind, basically.
Well, it was a shorter feller. Kind of kept himself really clean and tidy.
He gestures to go on.
I mean, that's all honestly Runt remembers of the guy. Someone else might know more.
Can Zephyr understand his
You can all understand him now, yeah.
So yeah, she would add in. She would kind of like gesture along her own body. He had markings like runes like on that tablet all across him.
Ah. So, to summarize very briefly what he says, he explains that would be a Napo runesmith. He inquires in response to this, where did you find them?
They were in a cave in the mountains.
I apologize. I have nothing more to offer you. The script was incomplete, but it is of our people. I do not know directly of any runesmiths that made that journey out there, but somebody else in town may know. However, you do not speak Napan. It will be difficult.
Well, we could always come back when we're able to find a way to communicate better. But we do have a slightly pressing venture going on. You don't know anything about what's going up northeast?
Northeast. No.
What about all of this? What's going on with the timey dilation type things?
What?
Timey dilation type things.
That was sort of like a what in the terms of...
That was Runt repeating himself.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that this basically devolves into you going back and forth. You realize that he doesn't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, right. Alright, so imagine you're here, and you're going down this way, but it's going to take you this many days to hold up a random number. But instead it takes this many and hold up one.
As you say this, a flicker happens again, and the guard that was escorting this guy disperses, and the archers go back to their usual posts, but warily looking at you.
Yeah, that right there.
He turns around and looks at it and shrugs.
We gotta go. You take care.
Fair.
I think us being here might be more problem than we intended. At least for right now. We'll be back. With again, means to communicate better.
Safe travels.
Wait.
And with that, he turns around and leaves.
Before you go, you know a guy named Zarud?
He looks at you and simply says, "That is a foreign tongue name. No."
Okay.
Tell the Standrum Council that they keep to their own and we keep to ours.
Right.
And he leaves. He doesn't really seem to react even if you, call for him again.
Until let a breath of relief. Put the crossbow bolts away.
Yes, that could have definitely been worse.
So, Run.
Yeah.
You yelled out and said that you're keeping those. But you notice when you go back to retrieve them that they are gone.
Oh, I'd assume when he was saying that he was picking them up and waving them at him, saying, "I'm keeping these."
That would have been a very, violent thing to do in that kind of situation, so I probably would have thrown another check at you to see if they tried to shoot you again.
That's fair.
Because you're basically being held at gunpoint and you're going around picking up the bullets that, in this case, can be reused by another gun, so...
I mean, to be fair, it is 100% on brand.
Yeah. Zephyr, what were you asking?
Oh no, Zephyr was just going to comment. Yes, it could have gone much worse. I was ready to try to block one if they shot at you, but frankly, it would have been hard enough to keep one from hitting myself.
It's fine. Now they know what we look like, and they know that we intended no harm.
Might be helpful if we come back hurt. Hopefully, no hurt, or hopefully you don't have to fight whatever's in that citadel. He was pretty big.
Maybe we should have Zarun teach us this Napa language.
At least some useful phrases.
Roll a knowledge check for me. Real quick. Run.
Knowledge, which one?
Knowledge, in this case, history. It's about the closest thing.
Nope.
Zephyr, roll me a knowledge history check. I'm trying to throw you a bone here, but Unlucky Rolls continues to thwart us with a 7 and a 6. Yes, Zarun definitely knows this language. You think? You're pretty sure he knows the language. Gritted teeth. It's funny. Alright, let's move on. You continue to travel. You now know of a village, the name you did not get, but apparently Napo, in some form, is related to it, located right here, where your party is. You probably can't see it because of how this works. Oh wait, no, I was on the... Fucking draw! Damn it, draw! 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 There! Village.
Draw.
In that spot. Just trying to make a dot, and I wound up drawing like a tornado. Okay.
Oh no! It's a twister!
You proceed further inland, past the hilly zone, just past these mountains. It is rough terrain, this entire ride, but you assumedly go back into your transportation state of being a rock and flying mostly, using this whole entire thing. You do have to rest another night to prep that spell again, so I assume you make camp like on the outskirts of this Napo village, right?
For which spell?
What's up?
For which spell?
The one to increase your carrying capacity so you can actually travel like that again. Or are you traveling overland at this point?
We're back on ground? Over the mountain?
Yeah, you're back over the mountain, yep. So you can travel overland, so...
We're walking.
Right. So you are traveling... wrong button. This one.
We're traveling
You're heading
at the
up this
speed
way.
of Marasmus.
Yep. He has a base movement speed of 15. Some basic math could be done to calculate how fast that is in kilometers per hour, but I don't know how to do it. Suffice to say, it's really slow.
Each run of combat is 6. Calculate his double movement, divide that by 6. So 30 feet divided by 6 would be 5. He's moving at 5 feet a second. Convert that to kilometers per hour.
How?
See. I believe at 15 feet.
Either way, it's still slow.
Didn't we used to travel with Rasmus in the wheelbarrow and someone carrying the wheelbarrow?
I believe.
I don't.
Okay, listen. If Chaise turns into a wheelbarrow, I turn into a horse. We fix the wheelbarrow to the horse. We can carry Rasmus.
The logistics of this party are some of the funniest shit to me, to be honest with you.
I think at a distance of 15 or a speed of 15 feet, we can walk 12 miles in a day.
Listen, we turn Chaise into a small wagon, a small barrel, to put Marasmus in it. Fix that to me as a horse, and then Fester could actually ride me as a horse while Zephyr flies.
So based on what had happened before, our scale is completely off. Because I used to make it about a 3-day travel from Frogbuilt to Stantrum, just to expedite things and not do as many rolls. Realistically,
you did that because of my familiarity with the swamp.
Yeah, you had a familiarity with the swamp. You didn't treat it as rough terrain. But even with that in mind, it would have taken longer, realistically. You're trying to travel about...
my fantasy setting? What is this?
Yep. Fuck you. That's what that is. You are still about, like, 750 kilometers away from your intended destination, over various different landscapes, many of which you are unfamiliar with. It is going to be a decent chunk of travel. Accordingly, this is about where I believe that we should do one last random encounter and then call it.
On 45. Someone else can roll.
So, I want a 1d100 from somebody.
It has been rolled, and it is not showing up because of a weird lighting thing on my computer.
It's thick. No, it's 46.
One off.
That's a 46. That's funny. That's actually funny.
46. Well, this isn't a... That is not the right one. That is not the right one that I just did.
Could you imagine, though?
If it had been a 99 like I just did.
If it was a 45 again, we have rolled more 45s in this game than any other number so far. On the D100. How often it comes up.
46. So, as you are traveling along the hills and plains, well, not plains, mostly hills, very hilly region, there's a lot of wildlife about, but most of it appears to view you with stay the fuck away from that and leaves, as is most normal wildlife in a lot of situations. But as you continue to proceed along, Zephyr, you roll a perception for me, Miss Scouts ahead all the time. Okay. Give me just a second. I need to grab my generic bestiary and drag this in, because that is important. Let me roll its check. Okay!
How dead are we?
No, this is funny in the opposite direction, as quite obviously you can see a mound of dirt that is raised above, charging straight towards the rest of your party from many units of distance away. I'm not even going to bother deciding which unit of distance away. It's far in advance.
Okay.
Beans.
So I'm feeling pretty glad about being in the sky, but I'm definitely circling around and pointing this out to everyone.
Yeah, you guys come to the crest of a hill, and you all notice it too. Because this thing rolled an unnatural 1 on its stealth check.
Is this Shambling Mound?
No.
No.
Several subterranean creatures, but probably one in particular.
Anyone a fan of the movie Tremors?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell's going on? And what the hell's going on?
Right. So I think I'm going to take a page out of Zephyr's book and not be on the ground. Okay, hold on. I need. Does wild shape work like D&D's wild shape, where excess damage is converted to is taken over, or is that my actual health? In Pathfinder?
We have been treating it as a separate health pool, basically, but if Scourge knows different, then that's a matter.
Why I asked.
Functions like shit. You can assume the form of. So, yeah, I would say it functions similarly to how it does in D&D.
Okay. Goth has been declared.
All right. You take on a bestial form of, I'm assuming, a rock. And you fly above. Meanwhile, Marasmus, Chaise, and Fester are all stuck on the ground as this massive shifting thing burrows towards them.
Swear to God, if it's a bullet, I'm gonna fucking flip my shit.
I'm gonna post something in Morgram chatter.
Ooh.
Boy. Hey, yeah. Okay. Yeah, shit, movie flip.
How many did you roll?
Oh, you don't roll for it. It is only one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Silly.
Listen, we can have a pet bullet, guys.
Seeing the
Brulee.
yeah, the disturbance. Fester is just gonna drink a plague vial. Oh bother.
So, yeah, the cat's out of the bag basically at this point as a massive shifting burrowing form comes towards your party and bursts out from the soil, revealing what is colloquially known as a land shark. These creatures are massive, armored, burrowing masses of mostly death. And this one appears to be charging towards you with post-haste, with a desire for murder in whatever eyes it has.
And I see it from my distance.
Yeah, you can see it. It rolled a unnatural 1 on its stealth check, and it just burst out.
Is it considered an animal?
No.
No, it is considered a huge magical beast.
A living creature. That's what. So, that's not. Oh. Okay. So.
Okay, let's see if it manages to do this. This is only relevant to those of you still on the ground.
So,
actually did fail. Ah.
As it's charging, I'm gonna start preparing to cast. I'm gonna start casting Call Lightning because that takes a round to activate.
I'm getting my sword ready.
Because I can cast spells well in the wild shapes.
Zephyr's going to kind of make her way to circle around and try to be behind where this seems to be coming up.
If I have
let's
time,
see.
I'm gonna drink a potion.
Don't forget that there is an elevation thing in the top left when you hover over your token, as I am going to bring everyone over to this and add the rest of our relevant party. I need to drag your rock form in. There we go. That is that. You
I'd be
are
30 feet up.
like
I wouldn't
there.
be too far up the ground.
It's the thing in the top left corner. So it's the thing with the arrow. There you go. I just arbitrarily set Zephyr to 60 feet. You can readjust that as you deem would be fitting.
And I think everyone would be at full health.
Yeah, you have rested since past things. You'd all be at full health at this point. So you may readjust your health to full. So Chaise should be up to 53, like her max. May want to adjust that.
Okay. Yeah. Where's my...
If you click on your token, like hover over the 46 and just change it to 53, you'll be at max, because that's your max health.
53, yeah.
Yep. Zephyr should be back up to 31, so you need to add one more health. I will just do that really quickly. There we go. Okay, we are going to do combat order now. New active encounter.
After drinking his potion, if you had time to.
Alright, so we are in the encounter thing. I would like everyone to click the roll for themselves.
Hab.
So, would there have been time to get a round off since we see it coming of prepared actions?
Oh yes, so you can do any range prepared actions and whatnot.
Yeah, my Call Lightning is ready, so once my turn comes up, I can start blasting them with electricity.
Right, so... And just for the sake of brevity, this is the accurate distancing.
What did you consume?
I would have consumed a potion of blood armor.
Alright, add necessary effects.
Yep.
What are the effects that comes with?
So, every time I take at least 5 points of piercing or slashing damage, my armor goes up by 1.
Alright, so it's a gradual increase to your AC, basically.
Yes, to a maximum of 5.
Alright. Chaise, do you prepare anything yourself? I don't really think you have much.
I prepare my sword, so.
All right. I'll allow you to do like one movement if you want to get closer.
All right. So like.
This is basically like you can do your full 30 movement.
So I can like say move like here.
You can move up there. You can move further if you want. You can move a total of 30 because I'm pretty sure that's your movement radius. It depends on how close you want to get to this thing.
Oh yeah, pretty close. So yeah.
Right, so go ahead and... Oh, yeah, I need to do that thing where I unpause. I'm dumb. I was waiting for you to do it the whole time. The game was paused. All right, there we go. You can move yourself up to where you want to be. I am the dumb GM.
No problem.
Zephyr, what are you up to? I already rolled for you, Sponge, by the way.
Yippee!
So, Zephyr wants to go around and come down and back of this thing. So it's fully emerged. We can see it now.
Yeah, it's out of the ground now. You're fine to see it.
All right. So, being how big it is. All right. Yeah. First, let's just
55 plus. You can fly above it about 5 feet. It still has reach on you though, so it doesn't really matter either way.
With 55 of that movement speed, she's gonna try a strike and apply Scorpion style.
All right, go ahead. Make sure you mark it as your target before you rule. So you can right click on it and hit the little target thing that appears to the left of its icon next to the gear. All right.
I mean, I have it in that crosshair now.
Yep, that's what it means. That means you have it targeted as your main target, so you should go ahead and do your attack now. Oh, and combat music here. Cool. I need to.
All right, did attack go through?
You rolled. Oh, do I have to? I need to begin combat. There we go. Round 1. You didn't really actually roll from what it looks like. So go ahead and try and roll the thing again from your sheet. There we go. Oh, yes, you do actually hit.
All right, so due to full damage, so anything to block it, and it's going to have to make a fortitude saving against, let's see, D10 plus half a character level plus wisdom modifier.
All right, give me just a second to actually lock this in properly.
So it has to make a fortitude save at 15.
All right. It is fine.
All right, just a scratch then.
So how much damage was it again?
7.
7? All right, cool. That is applied now.
And refresh me, in Pathfinder, are you able to move after attacks if you've already if you haven't used up your movement speed, or no?
No, not really.
No.
Okie
In
doke.
second edition, you can.
Yeah. All right, that is the end of your turn. If you want to do the next, unless you're doing like flurry of blows, I think you have to announce that ahead of time, though.
Oh no, I just went for the one attempt.
All right,
Should've
end
probably
your
done flurry of
turn at the
blows,
bottom of the
but
combat
hindsight.
thing. It's the fist icon in the top right. And then you'll allow Runt to have his turn. There we go, Runt.
Right. So, fly over the bird. Wrong button. As I believe I have plenty of fly speed. As I get close to him, I'm going to use my action to initiate the effect of Call Lightning. He needs to make a reflex saving throw.
Oh, I'm assuming that passes.
I don't see anything for him to spell.
Sorry, I had a private GM roll by accident. All right, that one is worse. But that was a fortitude by accident. The original one was he rolled an 19 actually, and got a 27 total.
That succeeds. This if he has spell resistance as well. That's a thing. Mm-hmm.
I want to say they don't, but I'm not gonna look.
They do not. No.
No chance of rain shower, shadowy, no clouds, no wind, no rainy conditions.
There are still no fancy conditions. So it's the regular damage.
Okay, saving throw is half.
So half of 3d6, I believe.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage. So half of 12 is 6, so... Lightning from seemingly nowhere seems to come out and stab at the armored creature, dealing a chunk of damage into the membrane that it uses to protect its back, but it doesn't seem too eschewed from this. I don't even know if that's the right word, but is there any other action that you can do in such a situation, or was that it?
I moved and used my action to concentrate on the spell. So that's it.
So that is that action. Go ahead and end your turn, and it would be Chaise, who I believe
I do
hopefully
not
has...
see the combat tracker.
Let's see, how much do I have to...
Oh, wait.
I can only move this far.
If you charge, can't you move double your speed?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can charge in.
I can charge. Okay, good.
You'll get a single regular attack, and you can't do a, like...
Can you do a charge power attack vital strike?
Let's check my
charge. Let me look up charge. Combat charge. Because I believe
This power attack is just extra to hit, extra damage. Vital strike is just a single attack around, but has double the dice to do damage.
Alright. So... We are still rolling an attack.
She has -4 for
minus 2 to AC after charging.
-4 to hit for power attack. But those are already calculated in.
Yep.
But you get a plus to hit with charge. Right? +2?
Attacking on a charge, you get a +2 to your attack rolls. To your attack rolls.
Alright, so
Alright.
power attack, vital strike, and we add 2 to the attack roll.
Okay.
There you go.
Sorry if we skipped my turn at all. I had a phone call immediately after I got back.
So, is it full attack?
Yes. Well, she's making the single attack, so it's considered a full attack, right, Matt?
If it's a single attack, you probably just roll your basic single attack.
Oh, I click
Standard
power
attack.
Power attack and vital
Power
strike.
attack.
Power attack and
Vital strike.
I don't see vital strike anywhere, so
Give me a second. I'll pull the sheet.
Marasmus, you were saying something about related to your turn, right?
Yeah, I want to apologize. I immediately got a phone call as soon as I said I was back. So if we passed my turn,
No,
then...
you're next actually. So that works out.
Thank goodness. I felt
We
bad.
are currently trying to figure out how to roll Chaise's charge attack.
Take one attack at the highest attack bonus, and if it deals damage, roll the damage twice. Add the results together. Then add the bonus. Yeah, so just roll the power attack. If we add +2 to the roll.
and it's single attack, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
+2 for the charge. I would make it to 16.
A 19 does not hit.
Okay.
It technically hasn't gone in combat, so it would be flat-footed.
It is aware of the combat.
Okay.
It came out with the intent to hunt you. It is not flat-footed.
One of these days,
And that still doesn't hit, even if it were flat-footed.
One of these days, Chase, you're gonna hit and just gonna one-shot a boss. I believe in the Chase.
I believe in the Chaise who believes in you, but sadly today is not the chair's day. Oh shit. Sponge. Speaking of which, if Chase passes her turn in the combat thing, a little fist thing in the top right corner, right next to the chat, it is then Marasmus's turn, and he can stop playing with his Kentucky Fried Kentucky Fried Harpie.
Finger licking good.
I'm just going to keep things moving along. Marasmus, it is your turn.
All right.
There's a land shark in front of you.
That's a big boy. I don't like big boys. I'm going to move up 5 feet, 15 feet. That's my movement.
15 is your max movement, yes.
That's very good. And while
At least
running,
without running.
while running, he will jiggle and cast a spell like the magic goo he is. And I didn't even need to move. Wow, I'm a silly boy. Okay. I'm going to cast this spell, Spontaneous Immolation. That sounds scary.
You point your finger at a creature, causing it to spontaneously burst into flame. The target takes 3d6 points of fire damage and catches on fire. A successful fortitude save reduces this damage by half and prevents the target from catching on fire. So it makes a fortitude save. DC is equal to the DC of the spell.
I think the first initial hit requires a DC 16 reflex save, and then afterwards to catch fire.
Let us see if this manages. It actually fails its DC save.
Yo, Marasmus added something to the menu.
The belay with a +11 fortitude save fails a DC 16, so I would like you to roll 3d6 points of fire damage. for me. Where the fuck is burning?
No, this I like.
Well, there ain't no generic trait for burning, but they are on fire, so I will mark them with nothing, but remember that. And it takes 13 damage, so...
Yay!
It lets out a guttural roar in response to sudden bursts of flame around it, and doesn't seem to realize that said things was caused by the jiggling thing over there.
Fireball!
As it erupts into flames. In response to this, it swings rapidly at you guys. Let's see. I need to all right, we are going to do I'm going to make sure I have the right thing targeted first, as it tries to attack the biggest thing present, which is the rock form of Runt here. Does a 26 hit?
Nah, nowhere close. 36 damage. Ouch.
Yeah. Alright. That is luckily not crit, because it crits on a 1920, and it has a nicer effect when it does. It does note very specifically that Savage Bite, and I already added this into the calculation. It applies 1.5 times strength modifier, so that is accurate damage. So,
ouch.
36 damage to you. I am trying to figure out... I'm pretty sure there's some means by which this thing can attack multiple times, but I never know how to figure that one out.
Could you check the character sheet?
I'm trying to find out where on the character sheet to check!
Should say above attacks, possibly multi-attack. Unless that's 5e in that case, it completely ignore what I'm saying.
If it has things listed as primary and secondary, if it takes a full attack action, it can use its secondary natural attacks.
Oh, okay, so Claws is listed as having 2 attacks, and Bite is 1. So that is what it is able to do there, real quickly there. So,
Silly man.
that is what it managed to do in its turn. It took a big old chunk out of you, Reginald. Fester.
Yes. So I'm going to move up 20 feet. So I've just kind of like reaction dropped everything heavy. I'm going to move the 20. I'm going to chuck a bomb at it. It is out of my regular range, but I can still attempt it with, I believe, a -2 for every range increment.
Yep. Trying to do a long shot chuck. That definitely misses, if that is a two hit roll. And I'm assuming it potentially goes off in the wrong direction in some way?
It can, yes. Let's see. Flash weapons. I believe I have to roll a D8.
To determine direction and then something else to determine how far off?
I don't know about how far off, but I believe just direction.
Because I'm assuming you're aiming for center mass, like you aimed here, right?
Right.
All right. Just to keep things moving in the moment, roll me that 1d8 and then subsequently roll me a 1d3. And that'll determine how many tiles. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be up, diagonal, right, diagonal, this direction from there. So roll 1d3.
All right.
All right, it lands exactly here. So you throw it here. And what is the radius on this splash attack?
Well, since it is a explosive bomb, it is a 10-foot radius instead of a normal 5. So it would still take whatever the minimum is on that, which I believe would be a 3d6 intelligence. 8 points of damage. And I do have precise bombs, which allows me to not hit certain squares with the splash. So I can choose up to my intelligence modifier, so I can choose to have it not hit run with the splash.
But you will hit Chaise, is what you're saying, right?
You can ignore up to his modifier.
Right, so I can
is
ignore
what?
up to 4 people, so I can ignore Runt and Chaise.
It does it say people or spaces?
Whenever the alchemist throws a bomb, you can select a number of squares equal to his intelligence modifier.
What is your intelligence modifier?
+4.
Okay, so you can either not hit Runt or you can not hit Chaise. Because he is fully engulfed in all 4 spaces and Chaise. So you have a total of 5 spaces distributed between 4 spots. Who do you miss?
I'll miss a run.
I was about to say, if you hit me, I don't care.
All right.
You cannot hurt me in a way that will matter.
So Chaise is going to take 8 damage, and so does the target, right?
Correct.
All right. So adjust your health by 8, Chaise.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not appear to appreciate that either. Rock somehow the bomb throws a little bit in the odd direction that you didn't anticipate, and instead of hitting square in the middle of your target, veers off slightly to the right near Runt's rock form. However, the blast seems to come out in a cone, heading straight upwards towards your lovely companion here. And so it comes out more like...
How much do I take? 1.
You don't take anything. I'm assuming he just chooses that you don't take any damage. Meanwhile, Chaise took about 8 points of damage.
Oh, I thought he ignored me.
No, he ignored you, as in he used all 4 of his squares to not hit you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I thought he ignored me, as in letting Chaise not get hit. I can take it.
Opposite way around.
Oh, I could take it. This is all meat shield.
Too late.
Don't worry. I mean, I'm the tank here, so.
We're both the tank now.
Too late.
We hope.
All right,
That's
that is
fine.
Reginald's turn. Zephyr.
So this time she is in fact going to launch a flurry of blows. So the first of them still being a scorpion style attempt.
All right, go nuts. Target the blade and roll. This one random counter has added over half an hour, by the way. Neither hits.
Haste makes waste, I guess.
And with that, your turn ends. We are back to Runt in his rock form.
Ready? Okay. What was save looking like? Did he take his fire damage on his turn?
At the beginning of his turn. Oh yeah, speaking of which, what was the fire damage? I actually forgot to calculate that.
It is, I just think, a d6. Let me check my spell. It is...
Otherwise, take 1d6 fire damage. Yes, you are right.
Okay, perfect. Should I...
You do the honor of rolling the 1d6 for me.
Okay, DC equal to the... Oh, I think he has to pass a fortitude or reflex save? Or
I forgot to do it. He just needs to take his damage. So this next turn, he'll do his first attempt.
Take your comeuppance, boy.
I just need you to roll me. That is a 4. All right, 4 more damage.
Remind me. If I do a full attack action, I get a bite and talons.
Need to look up fucking full attack in Pathfinder again because I forget the difference.
While you're doing that, I did find you a picture for the mist thing for the bombs. If you want it, I can send it to you.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and shoot that my way.
Matt.
Yes.
Full attacks while in beast shape. Do I do bite and talons or do I do just one? Because I'm doing full attack action.
It's your base attack bonus plus 6, at least.
No, but some creatures have multi-attack.
Yeah, some
That would be a
creatures do.
separate thing then, so you can do that.
Trying to see. Features on roll power attack. He does not, but I have power attack.
Let's see.
Fuck it.
If you have primary and secondaries, your primary attack would be at your full BAB plus that, and your secondary.
Oh, I don't
be
have
at
a secondary.
Okay, so if you don't have a secondary, then don't worry about it.
I will be making this as a power attack.
All right, go ahead and roll it. The first one hits at a the bite is a crit.
Natural 20. Yep. The second one shouldn't have rolled. That was just a confirmation if I would roll 19 and crit on 19.
All right, so what's the grand total here? 38? It is still standing, but it is grievously wounded and very much not happy with you.
Good. Chaise, it is up to you.
All
Chaise,
right.
it
You
is your
must
turn to
indeed,
try and
Chaise.
fell the beast.
Vital strike this motherfucker. Get that head.
Power attack?
Power. Let's do it. Let's
All
do
right.
it. Fuck it up.
Please.
Also, flanking bonus. Oh, 22 plus flanking.
The only reason you're getting it is because of that flanking bonus, because AC is exactly 22.
Oh.
Oh,
Roll
shit.
So roll your damage 22, and then you would roll so hold up. Roll 2d6
Okay.
What we got? 10 plus 10, 20 plus 6, 26 plus 6. Additional would be 32.
32 damage.
Yes.
Describe for me how you murder the beast, Chaise.
The dream is real!
I shish kebab that land shark, and then just nom the head.
So, Chaise, the chair-shaped mimic, has now devoured a belay head as you stab your sword into its gut and rip out the head, launching it high into the air before you take it in your open jaws and crunch as the beast falls and lies
So
dead
here's
on
the
the ground
thing.
before you.
So I'm not. So it was a bullet, right?
Yes, it's belay.
Oh, this is funny. Like because when I Google search belay, yeah, I see only one picture of a land shark, but the rest is the German the German meatball patties.
Mm.
Yeah, in the German speaking areas, we have like this meatball patties. They're not exactly like meatballs. They're a different kind, and they're very spicy. So the whole time I was like, "Wait, are we fighting like a giant meatball?"
Yeah,
Well,
so I now require art from you of you eating the meatball shaped head of a land shark.
All right,
moving on.
I'm gonna show you my Google search thing. Like,
Yeah, that's Google image search for belay, assuming you're spelling it right.
yeah,
Yeah.
We can harvest some of these belay plates and use them actually.
Yummy, yummy.
we both got the fucking hippo. I just
Meatball.
Yeah, you're fighting a giant meatball shark. Oh joy. Yeah, so you have slain the belay. It is well on your way to the next objective. The only person who's taken any damage that will basically remain is Chaise. But she got to eat its head, so it's worth it. And with that in mind, we're going to have to call today. Oh yeah, we'll do some rolls and stuff for that off stream because it's been a little bit over 3 hours, and I do have some other things I do required to do, sadly. But thank you all for joining us for today's session of Monsters of Morgram. It was a collaborative effort to murder the bitch. Take care, everyone.
Red followed by a equivalent damage. Vital Strike is nasty, okay?